Hello and welcome back to Jeopardy, coming on the Age Edition. Here we have Huckleberry Finn. You can also call him Huck. Scout. And Antonio. Our first contestant is Tony. Please choose a category.
Can I get moral independence for 200?
My own mother had said that losing your innocence and becoming a man was learning to sin. I felt weak and powerless in the knowledge of the impending doom.
Okay, so what I learned was I wouldn't be able to shield myself from life's hardships, and I didn't like knowing I wouldn't be able to prevent losing my innocence and that becoming a man would change me.
Our second contestant is Scout. Please choose a category.
Can I get loss of innocence for 100, please?
The Radley place had seized and terrified me, but it was no less chilly under its oaks and no less uninviting.
So for this one, there was a distinct line between good and evil when I was little, and Boo Radley was evil and our neighbors were good. But as I grew up, I realized that what the adults said isn't always true, and I started learning what they were gossiping about. So then I started to disagree with what I was told was good and evil, and I started to think for myself.
Our third contestant is Huck. Please choose a category.
Can I get freedom of spirit for 200?
It was 15 minutes before I could work myself up to go and humble myself to a nigger. But I done it, and I weren't even sorry for it afterwards neither.
Considering everyone in my society views African American people as less of a human, it is difficult for me to be sympathetic towards them, Jim specifically, without being seen as wrong as doing so. But at this point, I don't care what others think. I mean, I've done so much wrong anyway. Like, what's the point of trying to do something right for once? I'm not gonna see them again anyway. I don't care. I'm not sorry about it.
It's round 2. Tony, please choose a category from the board.
Can I get moral independence for 100, por favor?
The tragic consequences of life can be overcome by the magical strength that resides in the human heart.
So with this one, I realized Ultima was trying to teach me that I can experience suffering of my friends and family as well as the string of deaths, and I can still thrive. Although it was really difficult, I was still able to get through the hardships, and they also helped reveal the path I wanted to take in my life, which helped me become more independent, and that the power of the heart prevails through life's injustices.
Alright, Scout, please choose a category from the board.
Can I get loss of innocence for 300, please?
I'm beginning to understand something. I think I'm beginning to understand why Boo Radley stayed shut up in the house all this time. It's because he wants to stay inside.
So towards the end of our childhood, Jem and I finally started to understand why our neighbors felt a certain way towards certain people of different backgrounds. And we started to realize that this loss of innocence is all a part of growing up.
Now Huck, please choose a category from the board.
Can I get freedom of spirit for 100?
People will call me a low-down abolitionist and despise me for keeping mum. But that don't make me no difference. I ain't a-going to tell, and I ain't a-going back there anyways.
The way I see it is, what's the point of following directions of what other people think when I ain't ever gonna see them again? Also, there's just a conflict within my spirit about what's right and what's wrong. Yes, I want to conform, but if I don't feel right about it, then there's no point. I will just do what I feel is right and live with it. Being an abolitionist isn't that bad anyway.
Alright, and we're back with round 3. And Tony, please choose a category.
Can I get moral independence for 300?
There are so many dreams to be fulfilled by Ultima says, a man's destiny untold itself like a flower, with only the sun and the earth and water making it blossom and no one else meddling in it.
So once again, Ultima also taught me, since I spent so much time with her, that I must be independent and choose the path I want to take regardless of what my mother and father want me to be. I want to please them, but at the same time, I realized I need to let fate reveal what I'm destined to be and make that decision on my own, and I also need to do it for myself. And this is where I really separated, started going my own way, gained my individuality, and I started to choose to take my own path.
Okay, Scout, please choose a category from the board.
Can I get loss of innocence for 200, please?
I'll never understand those folks as long as I live.
So for this one, when I was a little girl, I didn't have the learned prejudices that you have through growing up. And I didn't understand why all the adults around me acted the way they did. But Atticus and Calpurnia taught me to be respectful of all people, no matter what their background is.
Now, Huck, please choose a category from the board.
Can I get freedom of spirit for 300?
So I reckoned I wouldn't bother no more about. But after this, always do whichever comes handiest at the time.
I've come to the realization that sometimes doing what everyone wants isn't always the right thing to do. From my journeys, adventures, and lessons along the Mississippi River with Jim, who is not half the person society describes him as, I've learned that sometimes following your heart is the best thing to do, or just do whatever seems the best at the time.
All right, and all 3 rounds are over. On to the bonus question. Who is your favorite English teacher from West Hills High School? Tony?
Miss Foster.
Scout?
Mr. Peterson!
Huck?
Ms. Romo.
And the winner of Jeopardy Coming of the Age edition is Huckleberry Finn!
I'm just kidding.
Hello and welcome back to Jeopardy Coming of the Age edition. First off, we have Huckleberry Finn,
Or you can call me Huck.
Scout. All right, and all 3 rounds are. What the fuck, babe? Huck, choose one. And the lucky winner is Huckleberry Finn. Teacher from West Hills High School. Who is your guys' favorite English teacher from West Hills High School? Tony? Oh, God.
Oh, come on.
I'm already with the prettiest girl in the world, so okay.
Stop flattering.
Oh. Hi. Awesome.
Can you see